Hey guys! So today, as you read from the title, I'm going to be reading four, what is it, like, not banned, but I guess forbidden romances. I was about to go to bed last night and I saw this video. The girl's video that I watched, her YouTube name is Makeupandmary. I will have the video that I watched down below, just so if you guys want to go see it. She explains the books way better than I do. But like I said, there's 4 books she said, and a few of these, 2 of them, both by Kay Webster, are kind of out of my comfort zone, but I think this will be a good video. I'm really struggling for video ideas lately, so I thought this would be good. So let me just hop in, explain the 4 books. So the first book we have is called Torn by Carrie and Cole, and this book is about this girl who is kind of like taken care of off and on by her uncle, and once she turns 17, 18, they both kind of get feelings for each other. So this is like an age gap, and I don't have a problem with this one because I read Credence, which is pretty much the same thing, but there's no blood relation in their relationship, and you're saying blood relation in their relationship. What do you mean? Why are you bringing this up? Because these other books are a little, like I said, out of my comfort zone. So I don't know much about this book, but, so I'm kind of going into it blind, but you can see here, I think I'm gonna check in halfway through the book and then at the end of the book for each of these books. So the next book is Balance, and I've heard about this book from a few booktubers. It's by, how do you say it? Lucia Franco, I think that's how you say her name. And it's about this gymnast, and she's 15 years old, so it is illegal, their relationship, but she ends up falling for her coach, and her gymnastics coach, and he's Russian. I don't know, I don't really know much, like I said, but there's a whole series. I think the 5th book is coming out soon, or it's already come out. Okay, the next book is called The Wild by Kay Webster, and if you've ever read any of Kay Webster's books, I'm not really sure she does this for all of her books, but the 2 that I have are very different. The first one, The Wild, is about this family, and the wife, I think, doesn't spend much time with the family, so the husband is like, you know what, I'm gonna sell our house, sell all the things, buys an RV, and they go up somewhere, and they go and live in the RV, and a relationship forms between the daughter and the father. So this one, hearing it, I was not sure what I was expecting when she was like explaining the books, because the first 2, like I said, were not that bad. But I don't know, it kind of made me like a little bit like, but she said once you finish it, it's a really good book. So I'm like hoping that like the daughter's adopted or something, so that it's not like, but I don't think that's what it's gonna be, obviously. So the next book is also a Kay Webster book. It's called Hail, and this one is the daughter. She has mental health issues, I think, and she ends up falling for her brother, and she knows that it's wrong, like the thoughts that she has, but then something ends up happening, and the brother and sister are pulled like closer together, and he ends up falling for her too. I don't know, when she explained it, I kind of felt like a little sick. I was like, but like I said, she said this was a really good book and that we should trust her. Alright, so I was reading The Wild last night, and I really don't want to keep reading it. It's kind of disgusting. I think I said I was gonna check in at 20%, or 50%, but I'm only at just over 20% through it. Ew, I just don't want to read it. It's bad. The writing is good. The writing's okay. The story, the plot is, I don't really want to make this video spoilery, but they moved up to Alaska, which isn't a spoiler because it's probably in the synopsis. But I wish that it was more explaining their move and their adventures out in the wilderness, but they just got right to it, you know? I guess that's the point of the book, is just the relationship. I'm at the 50% mark now, and spoiler warning right now. So she's sleeping with her dad, right? Which we know is a little well, she gets pregnant, and then they want to start a family together, and then she gets raped, and then she loses the baby, and then they start planning to have another family together. And this is a lot of extreme things happening in such a short amount of time. This is like 4 pages worth. Let's see. I feel like okay, these are just my thoughts, because that's probably what I should talk about now. I'm not sure if I've said this before, but anytime that I read romance, I have to like the characters for me to like the romance. And since in this book there like wasn't any character development for either characters, I don't like the relationship. Second, I don't like the relationship because it's gross. It's disgusting. I'm saying this all, but it's not a bad book. Like, I mean, I don't know how to say, if you want to read it, it's not awful, but the subject matter is awful, you know? I just think, like, I know it's fiction, but the dad is like his daughter's his girlfriend, and they want to start a family together, and they started having a relationship only like 2 days when they were in Alaska. They couldn't last 2 days without having sex. Like, I don't know, it's a little, I'm literally pushing through it to try and finish it because it's making me so uncomfortable. So that's my 50% check-in. I didn't end up finishing it today because I watched a movie and I had physics, but I want to finish it by tomorrow, and then I'll start another book tomorrow. I think I'll start the other K. Webster book tomorrow. I just want to get the really icky ones out of the way because I know that I'm not gonna like either of them. I just finished The Wild by K. Webster, and it took me like 4 days to finish, and it's only 170 pages long. I don't want to disappoint by doing like by ruining this video, but I just feel like it would be too far out of my comfort zone if I were to read the other K. Webster book. Just a few thoughts on The Wild by K. Webster. It was, I don't know, it wasn't a romance book at all. Like, I don't know. On Goodreads, I'm not going to rate it because I think that would be unfair to give it a low rating because I knew I wasn't gonna like it going in. I ended up, I'm gonna give the book 2 stars just because, like I said through this whole thing, the writing wasn't bad at all. The topic, the content made me too uncomfortable. I felt myself, like, it took me so long to get this book because I did not want to read it. I guess I should have known what I was getting myself into, but I think the other 2 books that I'm going to read are going to be better. But yeah, I just did not enjoy it. I guess it had a good ending that was a little bit better than what the rest of the book was, but yeah, it was not my type of book. I'm just going to leave it as that. And the next book I'm going to read is, I think, not the balanced one, but the other one. I don't remember what the name is. But let's hope that I can get through that book and the next book way quicker, because this book took me way too long to get through because, like I said, I just did not like it at all. So, yeah. In the last clip, I looked like a mess. I had just worked out, so I looked absolutely awful. So I'm sorry about that. I'm 50% into Torn, and wow, this is such an upgrade from the last book. I really, really like this book. It kind of reminds me of a mix of Birthday Girl and Credence because of the uncle situation. And Birthday Girl, I don't know, I think like the storyline kind of reminds me of Birthday Girl. I'm not really sure why, but I'm really enjoying it so far. And honestly, I think the reason that I like this book so much better than I liked the last one, obviously because of the incest, is that the people in the book aren't related. Honestly, I'm 50% in. I don't understand why it's a banned book. I'm not really sure if it actually is or if that's just the category that it's been put in. But I really like one of the main character, the girl main character, Kenzie. She's 17. She just turned 18, and the way that she talks isn't as mature as the other books that I've read with 17-year-olds. And honestly, I feel like this is a little bit more realistic just because I myself am 17 and I still act like an 11-year-old. So I feel like the way that she acts with people who are close to her, people who have known her for so long, the way that she acts is appropriate for her age, I think. This book is actually really long. It's almost 400 pages. So hopefully I can get through it in the next day or two. I wasn't going to read any of the rest of the books because I don't want to make content that I didn't have fun making. I'm not going to upload a video if I completely had no fun making it. But don't worry. This book has made me so excited. I really, really like this book. It's actually really good. Like, so far, 4 stars. Just saying. Just saying. Alright, so I just finished Torn, and from my last check-in at 50%, I've kind of changed my mind on it. My final rating is going to be 3 stars, just because when they finally got together, I feel like it was really, like, not how I would want it to be. The suspense leading up to their relationship was really nicely done, but then when they finally got together, it was very lackluster. The next book that I'm going to read is Balance by Lucia Franco. I think that's how you say her name. I'm excited for this one. I love an age gap romance. A nice age gap romance to finish this all up. From the beginning, I always thought Balance would be my favorite one. So let's see how it goes. I think I'm 35% into Balance, and it's taking me a lot longer to read just because I've been busy the last couple days. I've had lots of schoolwork. But I was reading it and I was like, oh, let me find out like what a Russian accent really sounds like, because like I know what it sounds like, but I need to hear it. So then I was listening to this guy speak in his Russian accent, and I was like, what was that girl that Shane Dawson like is friends with, who had her baby almost human trafficked? And then so I looked her up. Her name's like Brittany Louise Taylor, I think. And then her husband Milos, I thought he was Russian. And then I think he's Serbian. So that took like 35 minutes of my time. But I just wanted to say, so far I really like the book, except I'm kind of feeling now like I don't want to read Age Gap anymore, just because she is so young and annoying, right? Like, she acts like a 15-year-old. I'm sorry to everyone who had to listen to me when I was 15, but I guess it's understandable. I just wish she wasn't so childish, but it's not that bad. It's not as bad as other people said that it was when they were talking about it. So I just wanted to say that every single person in these romance books that I read, they all have green eyes. Why does everyone have to have green eyes? So the book that I just read, Torn, the main character has green eyes, okay? And then in this book, Kova has green eyes. Adriana, the main character, has green eyes. And then this random Russian lady who just walked in. I actually don't know if she's Russian, but I know she speaks Russian. So she also has green eyes. So I am enjoying this book. It makes me really, really miss gymnastics. I really wish that I didn't quit. Anyway, I'm too old to go back now, so it's fine. I am going to read. I'm going to get to 50% at least tonight. Try and get as far as I can tomorrow because it's the weekend tomorrow, finally. So, actually, I might do some homework. Anyway, I'll see you when I'm at 50%. Okay, so I just want to pop in just to say how I'm feeling about this book. I don't want this video to be super long because I've said a lot about this particular book. I think I'm 75% done. I'm gonna finish it today. And I just feel like I really like age gap romances, but since our main character is so young and she acts like it, I feel like I'm not enjoying it as much as I could. Also, all of the reviews that I've read about this book say that everyone's like in love with Kova, which is our main love interest, our only love interest. But I just don't get where the obsession comes from. I guess because he's explained as super hot, but I like it so far. It makes me, like, I know I said this in the last clip, but I just miss gymnastics so much. I really want to read Punk 57. I have a really exciting video coming up with a special guest star. I'm super excited to do it. Let me just tell you, it's inspired by Chandler Ainsley's Dumb Bitch Book Club. So anyway, I will be back once I finish the book. Well, I'm not finished yet. I know I said I'd be back when I'm finished, but so I have a few lighthearted things to say. The Christ Almighty count is at 3 now. Once said by Kova and twice said by Adriana. Forgot what her name was. I'm really not liking this book just because the relationship's really abusive, and let me see, where's my little note sheet where I didn't spell authority right. So I said he's using his authority over her so she can get what she was asking. What does that mean? She was asking to if she could keep practicing because she got an injury and she wanted to keep practicing, and he said only if you wait for me tonight or whatever. That's toxic. Anyway, the whole thing for the whole story has been that Kova doesn't use conjunctions, and he just did. I'm pretty sure that's the first time, but it's getting really heated. Like, they're in a fight right now, and I can tell that it's gonna lead to some hateful sex, and I just don't like that at all. The more this book goes on, the more that you can see that, I don't know, it's kind of like 50 Shades of Grey, the way that Christian is treating Anastasia. But in 50 Shades, you know that Christian likes Anastasia. Like, you know that he's 100% for her, and he's pining for her. He's being a little toxic, but he's like, you know that he likes her. But in this, oh, goodness, I would probably DNF it if I was not reading this for a video. I have like 70 pages left. I'm gonna finish it. My video's not going up tonight, but it'll go up tomorrow. I'm going to a bookstore tomorrow because it's opening. I'm excited because I haven't been to a bookstore since the beginning of March, and it is almost June. Awesome. Anyway, I will actually be back when it's done. I'm just saying, I'm getting really worried because I know where this is headed, and I don't like it. I have just finished Balance by Lucia Franco, and my final rating is going to be 2 stars. So my prediction from the last clip was correct. The book started off really good. I started at 4, went to 3, final was 2, because Kova, oh my gosh, I absolutely hate him. I don't understand how other people can like him. I absolutely hate him. He's awful. He's disgusting. This is why there is a law that you cannot have relations with anybody of authority until you're an adult. He was using his authority over her, and he was being absolutely disgusting about it. Oh goodness, I did not like it at all. And she was like she was fine with it. She's just letting everything happen, even though she was absolutely heartbroken because of what he did to her. I like stories where the two love interests, is that even the right thing to call them? Anyway, they like each other. That's it, period. Like, they don't even need to be soulmates, but they need to at least enjoy time together and not absolutely hate each other. Every time that he came over and did it with her, he would leave and she would feel like absolute crap for like days after it happened. Why would you want to spend time with someone who makes you feel like that? I realize this is a story and I'm getting so heated, but I'm gonna read some good old Penelope Douglas tonight. I gotta wash this out my brain, maybe have some popcorn. As you see, I got very heated. I should probably do an overview. I'm actually like squatting on my floor right now. It's really uncomfortable, but let me just do an overview of the books that I read. So the first book I read was The Wild. I've changed my views on that. I am giving it 1 star now. Yeah, 1 star for The Wild. The second book, The Hail, did not read it, even though it was on this list. I just could not handle it. Torn, I gave 3 stars, I think. And so that was my favorite book out of this whole thing. And then Balance was 2 stars. Because it was so good at the beginning. And then it was just like awful. And I guess at the like 70% mark, you could tell that it was super toxic. And I just did not like that. I don't want that in my life. I don't want that in my brain. So I guess Torn was my favorite, partially because it reminded me of a mix between like Birthday Girl and Credence. I don't know why. That's just what I felt. I want to read a good book. I just want to read a good book. This has been a lot of stress on me that I've inflicted on myself. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me struggle. I did definitely struggle. This was stressful. This really pushed the boundaries of my mind in ways that I did not like. It was an adventure, I guess. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. I have a really exciting video idea. I don't know if it's gonna be my next video, but I hope you guys like it. I really am so excited for this, and I peer pressured my male cousin into reading a romance book. So